Hello, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Mohammed Waqas. The introduction has already been given. And since the theme of TEDxFAST is starting up the right way, and being an entrepreneur myself and having started not one venture but multiple ventures, I thought that the suitable topic for this would be to share my own past experiences. So the topic that I'm going to be talking about is how failing in my life was the best thing that ever happened to me. So before I begin, I would like to ask all of you sitting over here, how many of you have failed in life? It could be test, it could be relationship, it could be failing at a competition, failing at a sports event. So by the raise of hands, can I see how many of you have failed? So I can say that about 40% of you have raised your hands. Fact of life. Life is not simple. It's messy. You always fail. So 40% of the people have actually acknowledged that they have failed. Rest of the 60% have not acknowledged that they have failed. And this is exactly what I'm here to talk about. That it's okay to fail. In fact, some of the greatest inventions, some of the greatest people started off their career, started off their inventions, started off whatever they did with failure. And this is exactly what I'm here to talk about. And I'm going to start by giving my own example. So let's talk about Waqas when he was little, which is me. In school, as they say about people, they're serial entrepreneurs, they're serial inventors, they're serial researchers. I was a serial failure in my class and in my school, and I was very famous, but not from top, in fact from bottom, and I wasn't called by my name. In fact, people didn't know my name, and when you would say, "Ke, do you know Waqas?" then people would say, "Waqas who?" So my name was Susti in Bahria College, and that's the name I was given because I was slow and I would grasp things later on. And students and teachers alike used to make a lot of fun of me. And I was told by my peers, by my family and friends and teachers that I was good for nothing and I would not be able to accomplish anything in life. Uh, I persevered. I said, okay, fine, that might be true, but I am a failure, but yet I might be able to improve on it. Might be able to improve on it. School passed. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, say I got 45 percentage in my board examination. 45. If I had, 46. If I had 44, then I would have failed. And I applied to a lot of universities. FAST, NED, NASA, wanted to be an engineer, but that never happened. I clearly remembered that I went to which university? Sir Syed University, and over there I said that yes, I have this percentage, and can I get admission? And the lady at the counter said, "Ke sawal hi nahi paida hota." Okay, fine. I moved on. I started doing chartered accountancy to fail again, yet twice, not twice, but thrice. And then my parents said, "Ki beta, tumse nahi hone wala, chhod do isko." And then I moved on to doing BBA. And I did my BBA from a university that is now not known. I did my BBA from DACB, the Defense Authority College of Business, which has now been transformed into DHS of our university. So what happened was, while I was failing again and again and again, and while I was being ridiculed by the entire crowd, by friends, family, peer, and everyone, I realized one thing, that no matter what they say, it's me who decides whether or not I can make it or not. And because I had faced all the ridicule and all the downs, no ups but downs of the society and myself as well, failing anymore didn't matter to me. I was like, okay, fine, I'll fail again. No big deal. And that's when I actually started to not give a heed what anybody or everybody was talking about, be it my family, friends, peers, anyone. And that's when I started to take risks, to think outside the box. And I used to say to myself, what's the worst that can happen? People will laugh at me, so be it. What's the worst that can happen? I'll fail. I've already failed so many times. I don't care. So I started taking parts in debating competition. I started event organizing, and it wasn't easy. I'm going to cut to the chase. It wasn't easy, but somehow, because I had that attitude that failing doesn't matter to me, and I really want to learn, and I really want to grow, things started working in my favor. And I had a very good university time. In school, I was, the famous from the bottom, and in university, alhamdulillah, I was famous from the top. And it started gradually because I was ridiculous. I used to take risks, I used to take chances, and I used to tell people that, failing is okay, even in university. When job started, the same thing happened. In my job, when you go for a job, what happens is that you have a lot of pressure on you from friends and family, and they say, where are you working? How much are you earning? And that started with me as well. But what I realized in my job, that I wasn't satisfied with my job that I was doing. I switched quickly without even thinking about peer pressure or anything. And that worked in my favor. I didn't just switch one job, but in a span of 4 months, I switched 4 jobs. And I was lucky enough to get those jobs, by the way. And then the moment happened that I wanted to start my own startup, the entrepreneurial journey. So I set up my own, because I was working, in my previous job, I was working in a digital marketing agency, one of the top ones in Pakistan. So I said, why can't I do this? And I started that. And from being broke to about earning in 5 digits in about 4 months, we were doing really good. We had international collaborations, we were working on international projects, we had international clients, so everything was going smooth. But then it hit me that I didn't want to do this. And so the pressure was very strong on me. Whether I quit and I fail again and face the ridicule of the society again, or I keep doing this, keep moving forward. So I took the harder decision, and I failed again. And I only failed again because I had the courage to, because I had been so used to failure. So I failed again. And I started another venture by the name of WonderTree, which was just mentioned over here. So before this time, everybody thought that I was nothing, I was no one, I was just a failure. But after WonderTree, things started changing. We, like mentioned, we won GIST. In 2016, GIST stands for Global Entrepreneurs, Global Innovation Through Science and Technology. It happened in Stanford University out of 1,072 teams which were selected through worldwide. We placed 3rd. And then we have been covered by Forbes magazine. I have been published in Aurora. So Aurora is a magazine that I used to read, and I used to aspire that one day I'll write for it. So alhamdulillah, my face got published in Aurora. Thank you. And I was at a conference, and there were all these senior IT entrepreneurs and corporate professionals. And one of them said that, Waqas, wow, it normally takes people 25 years to get published in Forbes, and you have just done it in a year span. So I didn't answer him that at that very moment, but what I thought was, okay, this is not an year-long journey. This journey started from the very beginning, during my school life. When I started this path of failing and learning again, and failing again and learning again and again and again. So this was my short story, but what do I want to convey to you guys? What do I want to take, I want you to take out of it and go home with it? Is that failure is okay. And I'm sure sitting in the audience, some of you might want to, might have vision to become, or passion of becoming artists, or musicians, or sports player. But yet you are in FAST, which is not a bad thing, but you're in FAST, right? And you're doing CS and engineering. Why did you do this? Because of fear of failure. Because that you thought that you'll be disappointing your parents, or your peers, or your families, or if you had chosen arts, what would your family say? So that's why you did it. And when you graduate and you go for jobs, you're going to, inshallah, you're going to land a good job. But you're not going to switch it, even when you're unhappy. Why would that be? Fear of failure. So this is what I want to convey to you, that failing is okay, and you can always switch. Because if you want to do something extraordinary in life, you have to take the road that has been less traveled. That means more risk. That means failing. And failing is okay. As Winston Churchill said, that success is failing from one point to the other point without losing enthusiasm. And this is how the greatest inventions have been made. This is how the world has moved forward. You have very excellent and brilliant examples of people failing and then becoming something amazing. Steve Jobs was one of them. He was a hippie, he was a dropout, he started Apple, he got kicked out of Apple. He started Next, he failed at Next. And then he comes back again into Apple and revolutionizes the entire industry. And now Apple is one of the biggest American companies making the largest profit and changing the lives of millions. Same is the case with Einstein, same is the case with Michael Jordan, who was a famous basketball player. All these people had one thing in common. They stood aside from the crowd, they said that we want to take the higher road, and they failed. But that didn't let them stop in their tracks. They went on again and again and again, did it, and they succeeded. And this is what I want to convey to you. Failing is okay. If you have something extraordinary in mind, go for it. You will fail. But that is only a learning curve. Once you cross that learning curve, you're on your way to success. And Pakistan needs this. For too long, we have been stigmatized. This notion of failing has been stigmatized. Even in your friends, even in your family, and even in your peers. When you fail a subject, or you don't land a job, or you get fired from a job, the first thing that occurs in your mind is that, what will the people think? Log kya kahenge? That thing should be broken down. And as the audience, as friends or peers or family members of the people failing, I would urge you not to criticize a person when they're failing. In fact, encourage them. Failures should be celebrated, because after failure, you get success. Failure is the first step to success. That will be all. Thank you. Now, before I leave this stage, because I really love this stage, it's really awesome, really nice design. I want to take a selfie with all of you. Can I request the lights to be open? Awesome. Ready? Can you close that light? Okay, awesome. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You're going to scream. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Now, on the count of 3, we're going to shout failure. 1, 2, 3. Failure! Thank you.